clarity, and perspective.
No climate justice, on occupied land. I mean, what are they talking about? How has the question of Israel?
Hey Veracity, welcome back to the channel. It's a girl Vermore, and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to that John Nick, and we have Unveiling the Truth behind Greta Thunberg, and we have a deep dive with Douglas Murray and Eylon Levy. My first time checking this out, and I want to check it out with you guys. But before we get started, there's some amazing people watching us for the very first time. If you're new to the channel, hello, I'm Vera. I do reaction videos. If it is something that you love, why not join Veracity? Use the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so that you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that, guys, let's go.
Come to claim such a massive role in these people's psyche that it defines not only how they see the Middle East, but informs how they view every other struggle in the world.
Well, one thing is era of profound stupidity, in which, as I've said for many years, the adults have left the room. An example of the adults leaving the room is the idea that a truant schoolgirl from Sweden should dictate global climate policy. Never seemed to me a good idea. Always seemed to me she should spend more time in school. And the fact that so many politicians bowed to her views on, I mean, I said when she first emerged, people didn't like to criticize her when she first emerged because they said, well, here's a schoolgirl who's autistic. I dare you to criticize her. I dare you. And I remember saying when she first emerged, like, what is this game? If I found a younger person who was more autistic and adored fossil fuels, and I put that person out there, would I win? Okay, it was always a trap, the Greta Thunberg thing, always a trap. Now she's of age, she's an adult, so, and it's easier to criticize her, or it should be. It's always been a bad sign when things like that happen.
And yet I feel that it goes deeper than
it does, but
saying the world has always been mad, the world has always been stupid. Something is happening now.
But a very specific thing. There are times, if you read an account of a time in the Middle Ages where a young girl with blazing eyes came from a neighboring village and told you all you were going to burn, you go, well, I mean, that's a strange sort of thing to happen. Well, here we are in the 21st century with exactly the same phenomenon. It's a very odd thing, this whole devolving of expertise, and what these people end up with. There's an analogy from Japanese culture, which is that if you're a warrior for a great leader in medieval Japan, and if your leader died, you would wander around the land looking for another person to affix your loyalty to. That's what these people are. They believe the earth is burning, climate emergency, Palestinian emergency, this emergency. They're desperately searching for things to attach themselves to. And there's another point on this, which is that these people are doing politics by just every issue. You can always tell somebody hasn't thought deeply about anything when they have completely predictable views on every single issue. If you'd have asked me 5 years ago, how do you think Greta Thunberg will end up on the Palestinian question, I'd have said, she'll end up exactly like that, because she'll get her politics a la carte.
The fact that Israel has become this bugbear issue and part of the basket of what it means to be on the left, I understand. What I don't understand is the obsessive role that it seems to play within the Western imagination and among these people, and how it has become this organizing principle, if you will, of large parts of society. And I'm asking this because as I try as a spokesman to try to speak to foreign media and to try to influence public opinion, I'm simply at a loss to try to understand what this, pardon me, psychotic moment is that seems to have overtaken such large parts of the Western world.
Well, you can tell one thing by the manner of communication, and this is, if I can say so, quite an important point. That manner of communication betrays something very interesting. That isn't argument, is it? What they're doing?
No.
Right. What is it?
It's very performative.
It's performative. What else?
it's performative. It seems impulsive, emotional. It seems to come from the gut.
I would say it certainly doesn't come from the brain. It's a different form of communication from, for instance, the one we're having at the moment. We are involved in a dialogue right now, and that's what most people I know, certainly everyone I respect, is able to engage in. If I just sat here and said, ceasefire now, or whatever, just over and over again, you say, yeah, you said it once, I got it. Why do these people think if they keep bludgeoning people with their stupid, predictable, ill-informed opinions, that we're going to suddenly say, now I get it, we should have a ceasefire? Or whatever it is.
I think they're trying to apply political pressure, and if you put enough pressure and mobilize enough people, then that's how change is made.
That's what they think. That's what they think. And they may be right. They may be right. They may be right that people can be influenced by that form of communication. I personally think it's the worst possible form of communication, because I don't think it is communication. It is a bludgeoning of people with people by people who have a very, very limited understanding of these things. And that is, by the way, one other giveaway of it. If they understood anything about this, you wouldn't just keep saying the same thing over and over. You wouldn't decide every Saturday to just chant the same banality. If the reason they do it is because if you go underneath it, as you and I know from the people who go through the protests and ask any follow-on question, none of the marchers, almost none, would be able to answer a follow-on question. So they stick with the boring, ill-informed mantra, and they hope that they will persuade us by it. And I hope that it doesn't work.
By the way, I think if that's anything, it's a silver lining that when you see people in the West chanting intifada, intifada, and everyone gets stressed saying these people are calling for suicide bombings on public transport, because that's what the intifada was in Israel. Yeah. Actually, the fact that they don't know what an intifada is, and they're operating out of ignorance rather than malice, is comforting.
Perhaps. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is a striking thing as well. I mean, if I was to spend my Saturday chanting for something, I'd like to think that I'd know what the word meant.
Wow. Pathetic. I mean, those activists, they are totally deluded. So funny. Gosh, it's so sad that some people believe such lies. Totally mind-blowing. Douglas and Eylon, God bless you both for always speaking the truth. You know, I would always say this. One thing I love about Douglas Murray is that he's always spitting facts. He always say the truth. Regardless, he always stand for the truth. He is known for the truth. What do you guys think about this video? What are your thoughts on this? Please share your comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a huge thumbs up, and please share this video. And if you're new to this channel, join City. Hit the subscribe button below, turn on the post notification bell so that you can always be the first person to know whenever a new video drops. And that's, guys, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.